Hello everyone and welcome to the first MXoN Podcast Show. Yes, I've rebranded us for this week only. Very special. Maybe Dan will give us some money for plugging his event.
Is it MXoN or MXoN? Or
so the Euros say MXoN, I've noticed today. What do you say? Rasmus Jorgensen from Nestaan Husqvarna Factory Racing.
I say MX of Nations.
Yeah, that's how it should be. Not Des Nations
I
either.
say Des Nations, and I will always say Des Nations.
I either say MXoN or Motocross of Nations.
Who won the 500cc class in Supercross this year?
There was no 500cc class.
There's no Motocross Des Nations either.
This is the same race. That's apples to oranges. This is how we're going to start?
I don't know. Steve Matthes from PulpMX, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for coming on the show.
We're your rivals.
Yeah. We are enemies. But we've come together like all the nations have for this.
I don't know if the nations have come together.
Yeah, the nations have come to race.
You would love an MXGP podcast. Maybe after this you want to buy us.
Yeah.
You're missing that in your portfolio.
We need to add that to the PulpMX empire for sure.
And Adam Wheeler, who told me when we did a podcast this week to never introduce him again because I don't need to.
Oh.
So now I just awkwardly be like, and Adam.
Honestly, I would like to do an MXGP podcast with Alberto Ferrato. I don't know. My friend Alberto has another injury.
Yeah, I hope he's still in MXGP.
I hope Nestaan has an opening for him next year.
Maybe
Rasmus, do we have an opening for my friend
Alberto? He didn't race much this year, did he?
No.
He was injured. Yeah.
He was crowdfunding for his ACL surgery. Did you see this?
No, I did not see that.
He was crowdfunding.
Didn't he break like 4 ribs as well? He was in pretty bad shape.
That was the first
that
one.
was
That was the first one.
Yeah, the next one was the knee or leg. We were looking so good, and then we're off the trails.
That was Assen when he burst through as a personality with his fedora or his he was like a bandito. Or
and we know
Maybe-
Adam loves the personalities in the sport.
He's all about the circus.
He is.
He's very excited to get involved. Maybe before we let Rasmus go, we can do a rapid fire. You pitch Alberto, I pitch Ben, you pitch...
Oh, yeah.
Like a Dragon's Den.
Right. Yeah, we can do that. Yeah.
Okay, maybe
Because surely another bike, I mean, you're already going to the races with 2. What's another bike?
And
You mean
KTM
a third
are in great
rider?
shape.
Yeah.
Been there, done that.
Been there, done that. It's a big difference. But then I look at Star Yamaha and I'm like,
They can do it.
How is that possible?
Let's start with this, and maybe already you can't comment on this. All of the Euros today were a little bit like, the American trucks, layout, floor, it's a bit shit compared to MXGP.
Well, he doesn't even have an awning.
Yeah, he's in an easy up.
Okay, maybe we could get a real team manager in here to talk about
Somebody who has a truck.
But the...
Yeah, but obviously that's because we have the conflict with Rockstar.
But you don't. But is this just you being nice to the riders? Because technically you don't have a conflict, so you're just being nice to the riders.
No, I'm being nice to to Red Bull. Like we have a conflict in Rockstar and Red Bull, obviously. So if I will put my riders under their awning, which they would be happy to have our riders under there, but then I would probably get an email, and I like to avoid that. So this is like a good solution. And it's good enough, you know, like it doesn't make them faster or slower on the track.
You agree that this place doesn't quite feel the same as a Matthes Nations and Erne Nations with the Alpine Stars MotoGP setup and, you know, the nice floors, the nice hospitality. It's a little... But fish bowls?
Yeah. No, it's different. It's different. But you could also turn it around and say in Europe, is it going too far into... that direction because we are racing motorbikes, we are racing dirt bikes, you know, like there's so many perspective to look at. For me, with the fish bowls, it's not about the look or it's really about the efficiency of the work and the amount of days what my mechanics are saving during the year, you know, by not having to come and set up tents and all of that. It's the efficiency of the team, the team atmosphere, the keeping them fresh. It's many other things than that, you know.
Well, also, Steve Matthes, there are actually wash bays here.
Yes, yeah, we've had some for the Nationals too here. This is the one National where we have wash bays. I don't know why, it's very random, but now we have wash bays again here. It's a fantastic idea. I feel like, you know, when I look at the 2 series, just like everything, there are things that I would take from MXGP and bring here, and there's things that I would take from America to bring to MXGP. There is no perfect series. There's no one that's better than the other, whether that's riders or teams or setups. There's things that are better, but really, it's I think there's a nice mix of things that I think are good and bad. with both series. But the fish bowls, sir, are bad.
How does the Netherlands get a fishbowl? I didn't know you could get them in America. This is a big step.
Yeah, you could get them in America because Honda was thinking about that for their new truck.
But it's not elevated as well. It's just like ground level. So it looks like a showroom for like a new housing complex.
Yeah.
I forget who was telling me, and I don't know why I was even having this conversation, but it's a nation. So I'm talking to everyone, and I'm all in on every conversation. Right. The Team USA truck, they have a NASCAR rig, is apparently made by the same company that make the fish bowls.
Fish bowls, yeah.
So this is like the next evolution of a fish bowl, which means Rasmus is already behind the times and outdated and may as well be racing two-strokes.
Yeah, but the fish bowls grounded might get some issues with. It's not always even, the paddocks.
Right.
Mud,
yeah, the ground.
all that stuff. And you are saying they're bad. You mean in terms of fans?
Yes, in terms of this is motocross. The fans want to be up close. They want to see the machines. Because unlike Adam's sport that he covers, you can't buy one of those bikes, and they're pretty exotic and pretty unique. Well, in our races, somebody can have a Husqvarna 250F, and they race it locally, and they want to go see Kai de Wolf's and Liam's bike and look at it and see it up close and talk to the mechanics. I was a mechanic for a while. I would talk to some fans here and that's part of motocross to me, so that's why I like about it. But I understand the fishbowl.
We try to, when the weather's not too hot or it's not too cold, to keep the door open that people can still watch. But what I have now, we've had it for a year, and what I recognized is that the true fans really, it's also more of a wow effect when the door goes open and the bikes come out with the rider.
Yep.
And
it's a little bit of suspense.
It's like you can still, when you go close, you can still see the bikes. You can't see as close as the tents, but you can still see inside. You can still see the bikes.
Sure.
And then the door goes open, the bike gets pulled out, or even just gets open to start the bike. You have a complete different, like a wow effect kind of thing. But like I said, I can only agree with the fan aspect. I have also people that come up to me and say that, look, it's wow, it's such an innovation. It's new school. It's great. Mm-hmm. That's maybe more the newer generation, because the older generation maybe is half of why they're coming to the races, right? To see the bikes up close, see the details.
I just despise the overseas races. Flyaway races that have 16 riders on the gate, 18 riders, 20. That to me is not MXGP. I cannot believe that model is sustainable, and we accept that, but here we are.
Dan is going to fight you.
I know, but I would tell Dan that. I'm just like, that's not a real championship when you fall in the first turn and you're 12th after the first lap because there's 16 guys. And now your championship hopes aren't really that threatened because you're going to make it up to 4th.
But doesn't that happen in the Nationals?
Not really, no. I mean, unless you're Jet Lawrence or somebody like that.
Yeah. But the Nationals, you just have
plumbers and carpenters.
Okay, I was going to say losers, but I feel like that would get me in trouble.
Wow.
You have people who are
Dark side's right there.
Where is it? 7, 8, 9 seconds a lap slower, so it's pointless in being out there. It does nothing for anyone.
Sure.
Like Prado, who was giving zero effort, was still handling people whilst cruising. So it's not like it really made that big a difference.
Yeah, but there's two sides of the coin there. I mean, you need to keep some of the spiritual links with, I think, some of the history of the sport. But then I don't think there's nothing wrong with trying to create an elite.
Okay. We're way off topic.
I want to get to the real topic. Rasmus, should Lewis go back home next year?
We can recap this.
Is he allowed to stay?
Here or in Europe?
Here. In America.
I'm loved here.
Would you want him back? Do you want him back?
I would like him to some races. Can we do a mix?
Go full time.
Joint custody.
Let's just go full time. It's not working out here.
How will it be LVK? Would it just be VK?
I'll get another guy.
Right, okay.
So,
can I ask a serious question?
Yes.
Rasmus, what do you think of Ironman? First visit here.
He stole my question.
You had a look at the track. What are your thoughts? I was very interested to hear the MXGP World Champion Roman Febvre say today that he thought the track was nothing special. He said this is the sort of thing we find in Europe, and I was expecting it to be bigger and wider.
Yeah. I'm with Roman.
Oh, okay.
Me and him, I've told every rider today, if you look to the track, no, it's nothing special, don't get your hopes up.
Well, I want Rasmus's opinion as an ex-GP rider.
And as Nations participant, I believe.
Yeah, many years ago. I find it always coming to America when we're only watching it on TV that the circuits looks smaller than they do on TV. But for some reason, if it's the bike track prep or whatever it is, creates for better racing outdoors, I feel like. But at the same time, you also cannot compare this kind of soils to Lockheed or to Arco, you know, where you create some racing where it's just almost impossible to pass. And this we see a lot in the GPs. The closest we've had was actually the last one. I think it was maybe the best one on the calendar in Darwin in Australia. As of different lines crossing, you could make a difference if you were really creative, and this we are lacking many times in Europe, where it's basically just a train, you know, and where the start is just super important.
So this is day one of the Motocross of Nations. We kind of moved on from that quite quickly. Ballot, press conference, parade going on right now that none of us care about. But we appreciate Dan's effort.
We do care about it, but it was logistically a little complicated.
Well, Dan did put on a shuttle, so we appreciate... Do you know who we're talking about when we say Dan?
No.
Okay, fun little story. When David Luongo came here for a Supercross last year, he was on TV, and they put a name tag under him that said Dan Luongo.
Oh, that's rough.
Not a great look for American media.
That's rough.
Not a good look.
We permanently refer to him as Dan. And I think he loves it.
Did you call him Dan to
his face? No.
You would never do that, would you?
Well, imagine.
You wouldn't get a permanent pass
imagine if it was Giuseppe.
Huh?
Imagine if it was Giuseppe and it came up as Gareth Luongo. That would.
Some people call him Joe Longo. I've heard that before.
Giuseppe?
Yeah.
I'm just glad that Dan doesn't seem to have the bodyguard presence that Giuseppe had. That always used to blow me away. Wait, you're a promoter for a motocross series. You should be, friends with everybody, and business is business, but there should also be... Why do you need bodyguards? That used to blow me away. Because I come from Davey Coombs or
I will say
Tim Ritchie or whoever.
I had a brilliant conversation with David yesterday. The first person I saw was my friend David. He approached me, which meant he wanted to talk to me, which is rare for me. And
you got some scoops.
45 minutes of him explaining what the TBAs are going to be, asking for my opinion on the season, asking what the riders have been telling me. I gave him some advice.
He seems like a great guy. He does seem like he listens.
He is.
I sort of knew the stereotypical thing about his dad, right? And there were some problems and issues, but then also the American guys back then were fighting, so I was getting only one side. But anyways, our friend Dan seems to care. Seems to be interested. Seems to be doing a good job. I've been impressed.
He's a little bit more diplomatic, I think. It's a nice way of putting it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the next generation.
Yeah.
I think you see it with everyone in the paddock,
I thought one of the most interesting tidbits you got from him, Lewis, was about the AMA MXGP Combine happening sooner than we maybe would have expected, because after the NBC SMX World Championship, which I feel that way like you do about the ballot. It seemed like it would be put on ice and it wouldn't really happen. But
have you noticed the Americans? I mean, we have a baseball series and we call it the World Series, and we are the only ones that play it.
Yes, I understand.
This is an American thing.
Maybe it's been called that way for 45 years in baseball, but to call something that's been created 3 years ago a World Championship.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, but
it blows my mind a little bit.
So that might happen. The combined GP is back on?
Adam's rant there completely lost me. I had no idea what we were talking about.
He
said
still
not
on?
next year, 2027 is the current.
That would be great.
He went into some how MX2 would run. I mean, this was all off record, so I don't know if I should just blow it all out. But in fact, let's just start this podcast again. I didn't talk to Dan. We don't know
Dan. I
spoke to Dan. Haven't seen David yet.
Rasmus, I need a gold pass for the restaurant for this weekend.
A VIP gold pass.
Yeah.
I mean the VIP.
Yeah.
You can eat.
Yeah, where I can eat.
Alpine Star's not good enough.
I want options.
What do you guys do without Red Bull here? Like, where are you eating?
I am eating at my colleague Nathan Ramsey's truck.
But that's not like...
Alpine Star,
Oh,
you can
it's
go wrong
great.
with Alpine
Isn't
Star.
it like burgers and hot dogs and...
It's fine.
The Golden
enough.
thing is good.
Yeah?
There's some good food in there.
Okay.
Anyways, so you can't help me?
Yeah, but he obviously can.
I will speak to Dan.
Okay, thank you.
I had a time
Thank
with
you.
Dan today for an interview for stuff I can't talk about on the record. That didn't happen. So it probably won't now, because
Okay.
we've just
Right.
insulted his dad, and it's all off.
Rasmus, I think you should have a meeting with Monster Energy about sponsorship and then just use the hospitality and then say, well, sorry, guys, we've got a Red Bull Association.
Yeah, that'll go down really well with Pitt and Robert. I'm sure they'd love
So
that.
let's talk about ballot. Where did Netherlands and Belgium end up today?
Okay. So the
Denmark.
Denmark was 6th.
Oh, Denmark, man, nobody.
Well, Dutch. He's got kind of wolf. So
Yeah, that's what I meant. That's why it's Netherlands and Belgium.
So my country was 6th.
Okay.
The Netherlands were 8th, I believe, and Belgium 22nd.
Okay. Canada 9.
Okay.
GB 21st. I don't know if I'm on good terms with Team GB because every time I walk past, I seem to get scowled at. And it's potentially because I've been saying this is the worst team they've ever sent.
That might have something to do with it.
I can relate because
Rasmus has really lost it with me today. I feel like we've broken down. He's seen me for who I really am, and we may never be the same again. And that's just not helped.
I can feel your pain because I've been critical of the Canadian team, so I don't always feel the most welcome over there either, because there's a lot of politics involved in our team over the years, and there was once again this year. So I just...
But I also have to say on that there might also be a lot going on behind the scenes that you guys don't really know, or rider comments or rider demands, or also trying to create the best team atmosphere rather than just taking...
Well, that's what Canada did. That is why Canada did that.
I think that was highlighted today when the Team Netherlands presentation happened, and the team manager, whose name escapes me now,
Barry,
basically said, I'm going to preempt any questions about Jeffrey Hurling's being on this team by saying, creating a Motocross of Nations team comes down to many factors. It's bigger than one rider, involves budgets, involves politics, and I'm not going to talk any more about it, which I thought was a good strategy for scraping the Hurlings thing off.
He knew it was coming, so he obviously was prepared, which was good. And
sitting with a fluffy bunny as a mascot for like a fundraising initiative for kids' cancer as well was, I thought it was obviously it's a very noble gesture, and it just seemed that the Netherlands really have moved on from the prospects of Jeffrey Hurling's not being here.
And they've done, I've obviously been on the sideline the last week. They've been doing trainings together, and I believe that it's a strong team. Would it be stronger with Jeffrey Hurling on it? Yes, definitely. I would say so, especially with his form. But there might be some things going on behind the scenes that nobody really knows about, and he's not here, so that's just how it is.
You mentioned politics of picking riders, demands and everything. So Kai and Liam, they come to you, or maybe it's not them. How does the process go with you where they go, I've been asked to ride for Team Netherlands or Team Belgium? Like, how does it go from there? Are you like, okay, we're in, or are you like, okay, we need this in return, or how does that go?
No, usually with the federation team manager approaches me. And when it's overseas like this, obviously it's also budget related. Like, what do you think we have to pay and this and that? And we want Liam, we want Kai, and then it starts from there. I mean, I have 2 guys that love to represent their country. They love to race and are proud to race. So there's no discussion on that.
So you're a private team. You're out money for this race to support your riders.
We are the federations are taking care of.
Okay, so
federations are.
Yep.
But I don't think Slovenia has a lot of funding.
Right.
I don't think that.
Well, even in America, the American riders end up, maybe not here because they're in America, but the American riders end up paying. We talked to RJ one time. He said he was out $10,000.
Yeah.
Well,
I can imagine.
Ben Watson isn't here because they couldn't afford to get his beta here. And if we can't afford to get a beta here, then...
Rasmus, at the beginning of the year, do you not set aside any budget at all for this race? From a hospitality point of view or mechanics? Or
because ultimately, you're coming with both riders. Aside from injuries, this is on your calendar.
Yeah, of course. Nations is in our budget, especially when it's overseas. When you're talking about Ernée or France, we're talking about diesel, So overseas, it's a different thing. You need to send the bikes. Our good colleagues at the Rockstar Husqvarna team, they build one bike for each rider, which helps us a lot. We help the federations a lot because of the weight. So we could keep the costs down as much as we can, and just trying to make it as affordable as possible for the federations, because obviously, as a team, my team owner who pays, Husky, everybody, the big players in our team, that makes this whole circus run throughout the whole year. Mm-hmm. You're coming to the biggest event of the year, and getting demands from federations that you need to reduce this logo and that logo because, it's Motocross of Nations. It's also not fair. You need to find some kind of a middle way. And for me,
a middle ground,
yeah. And for me, with the Dutch team and the Belgium team, it's been really smooth, to be honest. And
So you don't have your full race bikes here for your guys?
Yeah, we do.
But you said Husky.
They built the spare bike.
Oh, the spare.
Yeah.
Okay,
So they cannibalize it.
got it. Yeah, so you're on your race bikes.
Yeah,
Okay,
so we're only sending one bike per
Got it.
rider, and
Yep.
then
they build the
Nathan
spare.
and the guys,
Got
they
it.
built
Okay.
the spare bike.
Because I was already going to make an excuse if something doesn't happen for Netherlands tomorrow. Or
Also, on a side note, or on a semi-related note, a lot of talk about Jeffrey, of course, because he's incredible. People have said that he's not here because of the whole KTM situation. To my knowledge, per two sources, KTM have the parts here to build him a bike if he was selected on Wednesday or something happened to the riders. So KTM, even with him not here, are in on him racing this event.
Red Bull KTM is the easiest team. If you're a European rider for Red Bull KTM and you're going to race in the US, it would be the easiest transition in many aspects.
Yeah, I
For sure.
I guess so.
Yeah.
There's no excuse, really.
And many teams in the GP paddock, they ship this equipment straight from Australia to here.
Yeah, you did yours differently. Do you want to explain?
Yeah, but that was because Liam was going to be on a 450 here, so we were just going to ship loads of kilos and pay a lot of money for him to have two 250s here that he couldn't use, so it didn't make sense for us. But had he been on the 250, we would have done the same thing. We would just have sent our overseas setup from Australia straight to here.
What about in front give you an allowance for the overseas GPs? Is it the same allowance for this race? Like exactly the same terms and everything as an overseas GP, or is it different?
3 kilos, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
So it's, for you it's an overseas GP and for in front too.
Can I just say on this subject, I think Liam Everts on a 450 is going to be one of the surprises of this race.
I hope you're right.
He's really good on a 350 a couple years ago.
In France, he was great. And
I
think
can
450s
I can only say he's been looking really good. He had 5 days on the bike. He's been looking really good. I hope that he just tries to enjoy this weekend and rides to his full potential, because he looked effortless on the 450 and really great. So I think you're right.
Yeah, some video footage already on the internet of him riding.
Yeah.
So.
I do have a complaint to the team manager.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere this week,
Yeah.
Liam was giving me shit on Instagram messages, and as a media, I feel like I'm hurt and
You deserve it.
What'd you
Most
say?
likely.
Attacked.
Yeah, attacked. It was like him with Eli. I have Liam.
But was it merited?
Yes.
What's the complaint then?
I don't know. I've had a tough day, Adam. You know this?
Hashtag I'm on a tractor.
Yeah, well, he didn't do that.
Okay,
But
all right, okay.
have you seen Eli today?
I am not.
Okay, that's
No.
coming.
I hope so.
Ballot.
Hmm?
Ballot.
Ballot.
Well, first of all,
America, where
35.
every year.
They're fine.
Ooh.
Yeah, they're
Well-
fine.
well, first of all, do you want to hang out more, or do you want to go?
I can hang out.
Okay.
I have a barbecue at 7.
Okay. Oh, Jared's house.
Huh? At
Jared?
Jared's house,
Yeah. I was invited too, but
You've got
unfortunately.
bigger plans as well, right?
I don't know.
Okay, so we're just here forever.
I had great conversations today, though, with my friend Rasmus, with Auntie, Harry Nolte I hadn't seen for a long time.
wow,
I ran
nice.
into Harry Nolte.
Well, hold on.
I
Before,
interviewed Roman Fabre. I had fantastic conversations with my European friends today.
before we get to that, because I want to do that, because I also want to
Okay.
do a vlog of
Oh, you
my
wanna
day.
one-up
No,
me?
I think.
Okay.
Have you looked at the track yet? Because they changed the start last year for Ironman, for the Nations.
Yeah.
It's a much fairer start now. We saw guys whole shot from the outside. I think that it's going to not take the strategy away, but the whole first pick gets inside, and it's going to be a little more wild. Like
Yeah.
maybe two riders from the same nation are side by side, just because
Yeah.
it's so scattered. So
I felt Matterly was like that too, though. We didn't
Nah,
see the
not-
traditional
they still stack up for the most part
on
from
the
the
left
inside.
side of the box, but
Yeah, but here it could
Yeah.
it wouldn't, like I say, it wouldn't surprise me if Liam and Coonan are side by side just because people have gone here, there, and everywhere. So do you think is that going to create carnage more so because you've got different bikes
It
and
will, because the strategy you make as a team manager for the different nations, you can make a strategy, but you should also be open to change that strategy once you're on the start line, because you want to put your 250s next to 250s. Makes no sense that you're putting Kaidi Wolf next to between all the 450s, right? So, which is it's difficult because if you're qualifying in the top, you don't really know where the guys are going. I'd still do believe the inside here. If you get a good jump, you're still quite in control. You're still good, but I haven't actually, and this is a bit embarrassing, I haven't walked the whole track today. I feel like I've been just running around talking to people, and And
Motocross
it's
of Nations.
yeah, exactly. And seeing so many colleagues that you know but you don't know,
Right.
kind of like
Right.
you know other teams from America and stuff that are colleagues or whatever, even from other brands that you just like you know each other, but catching up it's been a fun day.
Yeah.
Well, and that leads us nicely.
Okay.
So all of your conversations, favorite conversation?
My favorite conversation? Anytime we were making fun of you with Rasmus, with Jonas.
Jonas?
Yep, with Jonas after you walked away.
What did he say?
Just, again, make fun of you.
Okay.
I ran into a bunch of Canadians, like friends, not Canadian team, but Canadians down here watching.
The people happy to see you.
People happy to see me. I hugged a couple people. Not a big hugger.
That's big for you, yeah.
Not a big hugger, so I hugged a couple people because they were close to me. So yeah, Roman Faber, I thought they did a great interview, but I did get a sense that maybe my 6th or 7th throttle question, he had enough, so I moved on.
Yeah, Roman's face tells a story with that.
But Roman and I, we've talked at Paris many times, so we sort of know each other, but I just really wanted to get to the throttle thing, and then at some point, I'm like, I think the man's had enough, so we moved on.
Did you ask Roman a single dumb question where he was like, yeah, no, you got it wrong?
No.
Wrong.
He complimented me twice about that's a really good question.
Was that print or audio?
Audio.
Okay.
Yeah, and it'll be better than anything Lewis does this weekend, so.
Okay. My turn?
Yeah.
Okay. So I came here yesterday because I'm an elite journalist, and Adam, who is aspiring, he's a young Lewis Phillips, up and coming.
Yeah, he is.
He followed in my footsteps, came to the track yesterday when he didn't want to, but because Lewis was doing it, you know, I tread that path for him.
Such fake news, Lewis. Your credibility is
He sent me a text yesterday. He's only coming to track to see me on Thursday.
But so that was it, really, and it turned into the best day of my life.
Okay, well, there's no to disparage me and that you know.
It's kind of what happened. I was here from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Didn't do a single bit of work. Just spoke to people, hugged people, high-fived people. Best day of my life. Then that bled into today, where I found out that certain people don't like me, and I thought they liked me, and it's really thrown me for a loop. So we're attempting to rebound again tomorrow, brushing ourselves off, and moving on. But this is a lovely segue. I got told I can't say too much, but I think I can say there is a rider in the paddock who has test rode a beta for next year, and he came up to me, found me, said, whoa, if Ben Watson is doing top 10s on that bike, he's really something special.
Oh.
And that is my highlight of the 2025 Motocross of Nations.
Watson, was it?
No, and to be clear, he said Ben Watson is something special, and not Ryan either.
Oh, I saw Tony Caroli, talked to him a little bit. I love Tony.
Okay.
He's a good guy.
Yeah.
He's my favorite European rider, I think.
Yeah.
Jonas is great as well.
Jonas is great,
Jonas
too.
is great.
Tony's almost, I mean, this might be his last final race. He's not going to keep racing, right?
Yeah.
So I might have to get a new favorite European rider.
So this proves the journalism differences. Tony is in for more races next year.
Oh.
He's maybe doing like 7 to 8 outdoors, maybe even a full season. He's changing gear sponsor because of the Troy Lee thing. He's all in.
Oh,
we're back.
He's back.
He's back.
Okay. He's still my favorite European rider.
I don't know if he's doing any GPs, but I was told it's going to be like 8 to 9 races.
American races.
I got told races.
Okay.
But this year he seemed to be quite out on GPs. Like I think he said to you or me at one point, like, yeah, I'll do more American, but definitely not GPs.
Yeah.
So, which is a shame because Dan would love to have him.
Yeah.
And Dan runs a great series.
Ducati investing quite a lot of money in the rider lineup for 2026 already, and they're going to just accommodate an aging.
Well, Caroli's.
Classy world champion.
I don't think they pay him more, do they? He's just around. Like,
do it for nothing.
I think he. Well, we should ask him, but I think that this probably comes under his ambassador racing deal.
I think if you're going to race at that much, you'd want more money.
Well,
to take risks and everything else.
Wasn't that the issue with KTM when he was coming over to do some nationals? It was a case of, well, you know, who was injured? He was kind of helping out Red Bull KTM at one point because they were lacking outdoor presence.
Yeah, but he did say he went home.
Is anyone talking about how impressive it is what he's doing?
He hasn't done it yet.
No, I mean what Tony is doing.
Yeah, okay, well, me and Adam talked about this. Going back to Matthes where he got 7th overall, is that impressive or is that sad for MXGP?
Well, and also he told me how stock his bike was.
It's
at
so
that
impressive.
You were at Matthes?
No,
he
told me
is he not
how
40
stock
now?
his bike was.
Is he 40 or is he
He's
39?
40. I think he's 40.
Yeah, he recently turned 40.
Recently turned 40.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah. So, sad for MXGP or impressive?
Impressive.
I think you look at it and you go, that shouldn't be happening. That says a lot about the talent
No,
here.
but he is...
Februar's just won the World Championship and he's 33. It's,
My friend Rasmus and I were having a great conversation earlier, and he brought up a great point for MXGP. Roman, which I didn't know, he said he's 33 or 34.
33.
Yeah.
I didn't think he was that old, but he is. Tim is 29.
Yeah,
Jeffrey's 20.
Jeffrey's
No,
30.
30.
Yep.
And there's going to be a huge turnover here
Yeah.
very soon in that class.
The next 2 years.
Yeah, next 2 years, those guys are going to be either on the downside or completely gone. And there is kind of that gap of like, well, who would be? Obviously, Lucas had a great season, but then who? Like, there's not.
Well, you have the Tom Vials, you have the Simon Lagenfelders, Kaiser Wolf.
This is where...
Sure, no,
this-
but they need to get going, I think, and get moving
No,
up.
but this is
for
where
the
Tom...
first time for the first year, I feel like in many years, it's really like at a point now where a lot is changing in the class. I remember when Seewer was moving up,
Yep.
or TKO
Yeah.
for that matter, like just to get a factory seat was like almost impossible, even if you were a great MX2 rider, because it was just so
Full.
stacked, and you had guys that were 25, 26, and they were already on the top, so the teams wouldn't take the risk to take an MX2 guy, and now it's opposite. You're really the teams are looking at the next.
Yep. Of Lander and
Generation.
Koldenhoff, how old are they? They got to be upper 20s.
Oh, well, this may be Koldenhoff's last race.
Almost like 33.
We need to figure this out.
Yeah.
Because he was trying to get an American deal. It's not working out. I think he's done with GPs. Potentially, this is it for him. And I feel like if it is, we kind of need to, like, drum it up a bit.
I wouldn't say this is it in terms of doing the nations. I mean, you have Christophe Charlier representing France while he's racing enduro.
But, I mean, in general, like, this could be the end of his full-time career then, let's say. And if so, I feel like we need to...
Great year to go out.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
amazing.
there's something chronically wrong with MXGP where a guy, we said this before, he's finishing top 3 in the standings, doesn't have a ride. But then, also the amount of injuries that just affect the sport all the time, you have to imagine that Glenn's going to be able to get a spot somewhere. Even if it's a test rider that can step in and...
Well, I think he is being picky to a degree, because I think he probably could go to Ducati, but he knows how long that would take.
For nothing, Lewis. Why should he ride?
No, but I don't think it's that. It's more just, he knows it's going to take time with a bike, and it...
If he has a set level of salary, okay, you could say, is that too much? But then you shouldn't have to ride for nothing for third in the World Championship. If he was 12th, you think, okay, Glenn, maybe things are kind of starting to slide a little bit, reassess your career. But arguably, Steve said it's been a fantastic year. So I think it's a little bit criminal what's happened to him. Or maybe it's just circumstances where nothing's opened up.
We all laughed at Fantic's setup, presumably. I walked past, looked at it, and went, that's sad. Yeah? No? Just me? Okay.
I didn't see it. I didn't see it.
Well, you would have walked past it, so the fact you didn't see it says everything.
They're going to be scowling at you tomorrow then.
No, it's fine, because they are going to become Ducati, so they don't care. It works, it all goes around. Speaking of Ducati, Saturdays with Seewer returned. Not to spoil it, but I started it by saying, we didn't do one last year because you were very depressed. Are you still depressed? And he said, no, I'm not depressed because I'm just going to kill myself.
Oh, okay. All right.
That was the start of the interview. We then progressed.
Worrying signs there.
Rasmus, is the Ducati thing, what's it looked at over here, like as a bike that needs a lot of work, as they're doing a good job? Like, for example, Triumph in America came in with last year with Joey Savacci and Jalek Swoll, and they had their ups and downs, but they whole shot races, they qualified well. I think for a brand new bike, all of us were like, good effort, like right out of the box.
Yeah.
Is that what Ducati's looked at, or is it, hey, Ducati, am I going to get him in trouble? Or
No.
Rasmus can throw it to me if he needs to.
I mean, I'm not in for all the gossip stuff, but I can answer that question. I think from my personal view, coming into the Premier class first year, having 2 podiums, is impressive.
okay,
But with that being said, I also found it a little bit weird, the inconsistency.
Got right in the sand.
Yeah, just the inconsistency of the performances. When you have a caliber rider of Jeremy, that's of course for me difficult to kind of comprehend how that was this year. but I don't know the ins and outs. You know, I'm not in that circle or whatever. But I'm in general as a fan of the sport. It's great to get Ducati.
It's a brand new bike, right? Like
brand
it's not.
new bike,
Yes, exactly.
Right? They're putting a lot of effort into it. Obviously, you know, they have Tony also developing the bike, and they probably still have long ways to go. It sounds like they're changing teams, and you got to give the guys a few years, right?
Yep.
Like to really be there. But how it's been looked at from others, I don't know.
Okay. I'm just interested from somebody that.
It's balance of the bike that's the biggest problem. And Seewer said, well, they did testing with Factory Connection this week in America. He said in the 2 days with them, they made more progress than the entire year.
Okay.
And Tony kind of said that to me as well, and said if we can get Factory Connection to Europe, then we're away.
We're going,
so that's where we're at.
I know people have ridden the production bike. It's like it's not great, it's not bad, it's okay. You know, production wise. So you know.
What about this? Your rider contracts. I feel like more and more every single MXGP rider is now until January the 1st. But I feel like it used to be like November, December, like every, of course we know Jeffrey and Tim, they're January the 1st, but even lower level riders I spoke to today, they were like, January the 1st for me as well.
Yeah, I don't understand why a rider would agree to that. I think it's definitely up for negotiation, you know.
Yeah. So it's not just the normal now, like everyone's...
No. 6 weeks until the first GP.
Yeah,
right?
I don't get that. No.
Yeah, like I was talking to a rider today who said I need to go around and sell myself.
The beta
and I kind of can't.
The beta rider?
No, someone else.
Okay.
I need to go around and sell myself, and I kind of can't because I'm under contract.
You're potentially hobbling the opposition by saying you can't have the rider until January the 1st. But then another way, for someone of, say, Jeffrey Hurling's profile, I understand if KTM, for example, are making huge displays at the EICMA show where they get 500,000 people visiting in 5 days. They're doing a lot of promotional publicity still.
And Jeffrey will be at EICMA for KTM.
Yeah, so, you know, and that's not just KTM. It's to do with Red Bull, it's to do with Alpine Star, it's to do with, you know, all these different partners involved who have invested money. So then I think the manufacturers don't want to risk losing sponsorship associations because someone's pissed off that, you know, one of the star athletes they backed is now hopped.
I just remember the last year of Suzuki, maybe, January the 1st, the only two contracts were Strybos and Jazakonis. Everything else was done by that point and announced. But now it seems like we're not getting anything until January at the earliest, which is weird to me. Rasmus won't want to talk about this, but you might find this interesting. And maybe you as well. We'll see, maybe them. Spoke to Renault, interviewed Renault, said to him, went straight in, 2022 frame, what are we doing, how are we? And he said, the rumours are wrong. It's not a 2022 frame. It's a prototype frame that's made to look similar to the 2022.
Which is what I told you.
No.
I said there's no way that motor is going to fit in that frame.
But then I spoke to someone else and they said, I think that's what Yamaha have told him to say so that it's not out there that he's riding an old frame. Okay. Because I spoke to someone on the Star side yesterday that said, I went and looked at his 22 frame. We'd love to be on that.
Okay. All
so
right.
the plot thickens.
The plot thickens, yeah.
We need Kiefer here. Or, can you figure it out?
I think I could.
Okay, tomorrow, go over.
Yeah, You'd have to move the mounts. You'd have to move some mounts.
Okay, let's do this tomorrow.
What's the big deal, though? I mean, Tony Cairoli used a 2010 frame to win the 2014.
McGrath won the 6 Supercross titles on a 93 frame.
This is good that Rasmus is here now, because all of the Americans, you can attest to this, think the GP riders are changing frames from Lockett to Lommel. They think that the amount of stuff going in is crazy. Jonas today in my interview was laughing about this, saying that we change our tyre and that's it. There isn't... Okay, there are special circumstances. Renault, Cairoli, like you just said, that 1 year. I think Vlanderin's on a bit of a slightly different setup. For the most part, the bikes aren't that different to American bikes, right? You're not doing crazy things even race to race.
No, absolutely not. The way that we run our team, okay, I also have to say I'm lucky with my guys not being too picky, I would say, or maybe they are not too picky because of the way that we run our team, or we try to keep it within a certain window. But that's really how we do it. You know, my technical manager, Joel, in close contact with the factory, you know, we have a good base and we have a good window of where we would like to be within. And I think where it goes wrong many times, I see it more and more. The riders are getting so picky and they're getting into some kind of a bad circle of just Yeah, they're getting too far away from the window, and then they're getting lost, and then it's just they're just in the shit, you know. If you have a good base, you have a good window that you need to be within. If you are in the middle of the window, this is perfection. Forget about that. That doesn't exist in motocross. You look at this track here in Ironman. You got high speed corners. You got low speed corners. You got rollers in a long. You know, you got big jumps. You got small jumps. Like there is not one person in the whole world that will be able to set up a bike and feel perfect around this whole track. You need to find compromises. You need to get the rider comfortable, and there's a certain window, and there is no magic stick.
I've never heard a more beautiful speech in my life. I've never heard a more beautiful speech. That should be framed.
Should we clap?
Yeah, it's on the money.
That speech should be written out and hung in every single factory truck.
I can clip that for you if you want, and you can take
and
it.
We'll put it out like a scroll, like the Constitution.
And now we'd like to welcome our next guest, Jay Sexton.
Yes, and then and that should be put. He's a racer. He's a manager. He's done a lot of things in the sport. That should be put up in every factory truck, because these guys, Rasmus, are out of hand.
Well,
these riders are out of hand with what they are doing.
I'm surprised this came out a lot today from riders, interviews and non-interviews, which interesting to get the two sides together. A lot of people told me that in Europe, you come up with a base setting before round one, and you don't really explore outside of that. Like Jonas said he has a list of stuff that he needs to do after the Nations that he didn't touch in the season because it was too far out of the window. Yeah. Whereas in America, every week it's like,
we're tossing
let's
everything.
change the plastics, let's change the graphics. Maybe this sticker should move.
And I've said on the Fantic, you know, once he sorted out the engine and suspension, he's barely changed anything.
And that's the same for us. So we usually have whatever the factory has in the pipeline for us as a development for the following year. We plan to test right after Nations when the rider is fast, fit, and still fit. And then we get the comments, better, worse, whatever it is. And then if it's better, that's their base for when they're coming back riding.
Yep.
And you maybe feel a little bit like after a holiday or whatever, it might feel a little bit stiff, but anyway, that's
after a holiday. Yeah,
you know?
right.
And then you go through the winter, and then we plan always a huge test in end of January, beginning of February, where we do the last tweaks here and there when they're still again fit, they're in boot camp, and that's it. We are not turning the bike upside down in the.
Well, they are over here.
Yeah, I had an interesting interview today with Lars, a good friend, HRC.
He doesn't get interviewed much, so I'm really happy that he got the spotlight a little bit.
Stuttered his way through it.
Yeah.
I was asking him to talk about Jet Lawrence, and he said that one of Jet's big attributes as a rider is that he just tells the team what's going on with the bike. Yep. He doesn't tell them how to fix it or make suggestions about what they need to do. He just comes in, he says, this is what's happening. Yep. And then he kind of almost trusts the team to react to those comments. Yep. And you kind of think, well, again, for a young kid, that's quite a simplistic approach, but then people tend to overcomplicate shit, and not just in motocross, but in all sports.
But it's so important to have a close circle around you that you really trust, and this is a perfect example of it. You know, you got to be able to give a good comment as a rider. If you are not comfortable on your motorcycle in Lockheed, for example, you should say that to the technical responsible, and together as a team, we try to figure out what direction to go in. Sometimes you go in the wrong direction. Yeah. It can happen, right? But then you still have more sessions to try and figure it out. And sometimes you doesn't figure it out, but then it's up to the rider to still perform even though he doesn't feel comfortable. A perfect example for me is when was it that Cooper Webb won the Supercross, when he had made that comment about the hard arms?
Oh,
you know? That's a real champion to me.
Right.
Because you are able to feel so uncomfortable but still win a race.
Right.
If you're searching for perfection every time, you're not going to win a championship.
I had a rider come in when I worked for, and the girlfriend says, you know, I think they're tired. The dad's telling them, you're kicking here. The suspension guy's being like, you know, you just start filling your heads full. And they all mean well. Everybody in the circle means well, and they want to help the rider get better. But, dude, they're making it worse. Yeah. And the rider starts thinking about it and, like, you know. And
it's a combination. We have to remember it's motocross, and it's a combination of rider and bike. And if you're getting into that bad circle of just being negative about the bike. I truly believe that every bump you hit and every little kick you get, then automatically in your mind you're just like, no, it's still shit. You know, instead of maybe moving your position a little bit, maybe moving 20 centimeters to the left, you know, to try and compensate. And it's a very interesting thing to follow for me, what's happening a little bit with the newer generation. And I'm just, I think, very happy and very lucky maybe also with my guys that we are able to manage that in the team pretty well and under control. And by no means are our riders feeling perfect and great at every single GP, but we are staying within that window.
Window,
you know, and that doesn't mean that we are not testing during the season, because you also maybe come to a point where you're like, you feel as a team that the rider needs some kind of thing. It might even just be mental, but hey, let's just just go.
Hey, the team's here for me. The team's working hard.
We think we can help you a little bit here. You know, like you didn't have your best race. Like let's try something this week, and you can really do great things with that. Even if it's tiny things here and there. You know, you can.
No, you
can
can't.
Help the rider.
You can't give the rider the impression that you've tried everything and you're throwing in the towel.
No,
you cannot do that because the easiest reason that they'll hang it up too.
Yeah, cool.
So as a team, you cannot do that.
No.
Even if you're putting literally
100%.
the same setting you tried a month ago, but you're trying it again, you got to do it.
Yeah.
So that they are like, okay, this team's here for me, you know. But at some point, it's hey, Chase. Oh, sorry. I mean, hey, rider, just go ride the bike.
Is it like making a hot sausage?
Well,
It's like making a hot sausage.
We need to talk about this. I wasn't in the press conference.
Were you in the press conference today with Tim Cotter and the MX Sports?
No, I was not.
What happened?
Tim got up there. He's a very eloquent speaker, and he started saying that holding a race like this is a lot like hot sausage.
No, he says like making a sausage.
And making
this race is a hot sausage.
This race is a hot sausage, and people don't know what it takes to make a hot sausage. There's a lot of things inside to make a hot sausage, and I don't know what's going on at this point.
I think that we maybe need to make our speakers a little more. Maybe ask them what they're going to say before they go up there and be like, maybe this isn't the best idea. Or maybe you can say this.
I mean, it was, talking about how everybody came together to make this race, and I get that part. But the sausage stuff, there was a lot of sausage mentioned.
I don't think it's that hard to make a sausage.
It was an impassioned exposition of everything that's gone into making this event, but it was quite unexpected, let's say. It was quite a soliloquy.
Wrapping this up, I feel like we didn't talk about the nations at all. So is there anything we need to say about the nations?
Are we all in favor of Canada being the favorite? No. Are we all in favor of Australian is the clear favorite, and then after that, to me, Belgium, America, and Netherlands.
No, I'm liking France.
Okay, I'm not.
I'm not either.
I watched Renault. And then Belgium, Netherlands, and USA flip a coin for second. All right, do I have that right?
I'm on board with that, except I think that I don't have Australia as far ahead as a lot of other people.
Okay, I have them far ahead, yeah.
Because, I mean, I did it all this week, but quickly, they won with 26 points last year. That's quite a high total to win with.
Yeah, Hunter wasn't that great in Matthes.
But he went 4-8 last year, so even if you give him a 3-4 tomorrow or Sunday, which is, I think, him at his worst, that still only takes the total, and that's still quite a high total to win with. Typically, 17 to 20 is the sweet spot, 14 is dominant. Like, that's the window. I did my research. I really worked on this.
Okay, Rasmus, what do you think? Oh, sorry.
I think nations is always unpredictable. I think it's really, really important to have the 450 guy. If you have two good 450 guys, deliver, and then you need one good MX2 motor, mixing it up. I think then you're really, really good. But I do believe that Australia is the favorite coming in. I think that the level what Jet and Hunter has shown, both being on a 450. Is going to be hard to beat, but obviously again I haven't seen them live. I only follow you as much as I can, so it's always so interesting to come here and get those guys on track together, and see. And And I'm completely on board with the rest. I think you can never count out France. You can never count out the Netherlands, even without Jeffrey. You can never... In Belgium, Sasha could take the whole shot on a 250 against the 450s.
Belgium's a real boomer bust team, right?
Really. And,
like
I am very excited to see Lucas, if he gets a good start with Jet, where that level is.
Lucas is probably the most motivated rider here, I would say, right?
Yeah.
I feel like he's got a chip on his shoulder and he's out to prove a point.
I mean, Lucas is 18 years old. What he has done is incredible. He was obviously in my team last year, and I've seen what this kid is capable of, and we've all seen it this year, which has been, I think it's something that has never been done before. So I think he's obviously more motivated than ever to beat his... Yeah, this year he beat his heroes.
Yeah.
You know? Like in Lommel at the press conference, or was it Arnhem, he said 3 years ago I was in the EMX 250. Now I was able to crash in the start turn and catch Jeffrey Herlings, who's been my all-time hero in the sand. You know, like...
That hurt me a little bit.
But
yeah.
But he deserves so much credit for this year. You know, it's been unbelievable.
What Lewis said is a key thing too. Dirty little secret of this race. Doesn't pay anything. It's at the end of a long year. Not everyone is motivated. Not everyone has high motivation out there at these Motocross of Nations. Yeah. Like Lou said, Koonin has motivation.
Yeah, I think he's going to be... He's 100% here to prove a point. Yeah, he cares about the team. I think he probably... Individual comes first, and if he pulls it off, that can carry Belgium.
Individually comes first for many of the guys here, to be honest.
Well, Febvre was a little bit kind of downbeat, I thought.
Yeah, did Febvre... Well, in the press conference or in your interview, did we get any sense that he's more interested in this race than he was 2 weeks ago?
No, he told me they'd be really happy with the top three.
Okay.
Yeah, like he said as well, the goal for whole of this year was achieved 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So this is almost like a bit of a... In fact, he was saying, we want to get home and celebrate the championship. So this is like a bit of an inconvenience.
In that same breath, I am very interested to see who my favourite MX2 rider, Simon Lagenfelder, great champion, really happy he got it.
I'm glad he survived that assault.
Yes.
In Australia.
And we of course blame that on the team manager.
Absolutely.
The team manager's rep is known.
It was Deegs and it was Kai and the world was talking about it. And so I'm glad that my friend Simon survived.
But I am interested to see how Simon does, because he's... Dirty little secret again, he sucks over Nations, with the exception of the second moto last year. So I'm interested in that as well. But done, good, nothing else to say?
I said to you already on the podcast, Lewis, I'm interested in the individuals. Koonin, Shinoda,
he's big on this.
Febvre,
Geyser last year was awesome. Yeah. That was great.
I think there's going to be some really tasty individual battles.
Yeah. I
don't, because Kenny's got this ankle. Kenny steps up at this race all the time, but he's not the same outdoors. He's admitted it. Ankle's better, but not 100%. Geyser hasn't been the same guy since coming back. Jeffrey's not here. Prado's not here.
We saw Eli race Jet, and he didn't have anything for him outdoors.
Yeah, I can't see any individuals outside of those Australian boys and Koonin stepping up.
Yeah, in my mind, Jet wins MXGP, Kai wins MX2, because I think Kai, like Lucas, will have a point to prove, and I think in my mind, I think he's going to... I'm the expert on Kai out of this podcast, obviously. I think he's going to come out and really show something, and then open... Hunter, yeah, sure. I think it's quite clear-cut who wins each class. So for that reason, I go against my friend Adam and say I don't really care about the individuals. Okay.
You'll be surprised.
Does Canada make the A-main? Please, Jesus,
let
us make the A-main.
The fun part is now I get to sit here and go, does GB make the A-main?
Oh, wow. I told you it wasn't a bad team.
It depends if Conrad has his head screwed on.
Bad team.
It's not going to be a good weekend for the Commonwealth.
We don't know if Conrad has his head screwed on. If he does, great things, and they sail through to the A-main. If Conrad doesn't, then we could be in trouble, and no one knows.
All right.
It's in the morning. They're going to spin the roulette wheel, and they're
go Denmark.
Yeah, Denmark.
I like Harrop.
Yeah, Harrop's awesome.
When was the last time you raced this? 2012?
Me?
Yeah, you.
No.
Not Adam.
I raced 08, Donington Park.
Okay, I was a bit late. Okay.
That was the Stewart Nations, right?
Yeah, Filippo.
Didn't you battle... You were talking to me about this on our Pulp show. Didn't you battle...
I battled nobody at that race.
Medaglia? No, didn't you tell Medaglia took you out? You took Medaglia out?
It's possible. Yeah, that's possible.
Medaglia told me then? That's it. After the... it's all coming together.
I was on that show. I don't remember this.
After the show... Medaglia texted me and said, that bastard Rasmus cleaned me out. If I had my phone on me, maybe I'll put after this. He was really pissed. He said you cleaned him out.
Like 20 years ago.
Yeah, he's still angry.
Okay, cool.
And then
He's here
Australia.
this weekend if you want to.
Did you show him the tape? Did you show Kai the tape before Australia of this behaviour at the nation?
It's all coming together.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. See what I did to the Canadian? You strike now.
So the takeaway from this podcast is we need to get Dan to stop Rasmus.
Yes.
Rasmus is a force that can't be stopped.
Yeah.
It goes all the way back to 08.
Yeah.
Dan needs. This is Dan's job.
I'm going to dig through my
I was
text.
15.
I'll send you the text.
I was
think-
15.
Okay.
Okay, final thing. Did you catch up with Kenny today?
I did.
Okay. Good.
I did. He didn't have enough time. He said he would. Now he had to go to the parade thing. He would text me when he's back, and then we hang out in camper a little bit. Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't know you and him were best mates. Is best mates too far? Best mates.
We were
Yeah.
best friends when we were on the 85s, and then I signed with Suzuki back in when I was 13, and we were teammates for a good couple of years. So
Yellow Magic.
Yeah. Yellow Magic. That was the place to be.
Yep.
Junior program
It was
back then.
It's amazing.
Yep.
And I'm
Hunter, Jet, Rasmus, Kenny.
like and
Eli?
I am a fan.
Must have been like 2
Jeffrey?
guys on Suzuki's, right? I mean, there must have
Jeffrey?
been a lot of kind of motocross groupies around there. I hope you enjoyed yourself. both of you.
Good times.
Jeffrey rode Suzuki, right?
Yeah, 85.
Yeah.
Okay, let's wrap this up because it comes back to Jeff.
Okay. I did have something really important to say to end on, but I've completely just forgotten it. Oh, Suzuki. In my
Yellow
Saturdays with Seewer,
Yep.
he repeatedly said Suzuki was amazing. Well, he wouldn't say Suzuki. He kept saying Sylvain Gabors.
Oh.
And every time I said Suzuki, he went, I don't talk about other manufacturers. I was like,
But Gabors.
yes.
Okay.
Gabors was amazing.
Right.
No team's ever been run like that in my eyes. Incredible. A lot of the testing stuff, interestingly, goes in contrast to what Rasmus said. So these two podcasts are going to be listen to the riders, follow the riders.
Oh, I heard a fun stat today that I didn't realize. Let's throw it to our GP expert here. Do you know the last time Kawasaki won the Premier Class World Championship?
98.
We do an MXGP podcast every week. You don't think this came up?
I didn't know it'd been that long.
What was the previous world title for Kawasaki before this year?
Before Tortelli. Oh,
In any car. Or in MXGP or MX2?
Ramon? No.
Your
It's on the.
Porcel.
friend, Christoph.
Oh, okay.
06.
And by
I was thinking Maschio.
That was
When was
one
that?
before one?
that was MX2 though, no?
Yeah,
Oh, I thought you meant any title.
It
2000?
was 2002.
Oh.
Okay, so wait a minute. Porcel. I'm talking about the Premier Class was Tortelli,
Yes.
Yeah.
and then now.
But
it's-
still, any class, it was a long, long time.
Any class. Okay.
But on that subject, guys, I just want to say how extremely happy I am for Antti.
Antti, yes.
So am
Hell of
I.
a guy. Hell of a guy.
I
And
love Antti.
Listen, like, me and him are really good, and for anyone out there, he's the hardest working guy I know, and he's been trying to achieve this goal for 13 years.
Yeah.
And like, I couldn't be happier for him, honestly. Like, he deserves that so much, whatever people say. And no, it's to see him win that title made me so happy. And I lost the title that day, you know,
Right.
like just after.
Vicious attacks.
It was not.
Vicious. No wonder why his name's the Wolf.
I said to Antti today, I said, when I was watching it on TV,
Like a wolf.
it was
a
the
werewolf.
shot of Antti waiting for Roman that got me like choked up. Like
Yeah.
Roman, not so much, but seeing Antti, I was like, "Fuck, you've given everything for this." Like, I think all of us in the paddock, well, not you, you're not in the paddock. All of us in the paddock have kind of theorized at points over the years, like his wife must be wondering what the hell's going on because he's just at it, 100%.
Kimi Räikkönen service a little bit to celebrate his
I
team
asked
in a-
Jonas today. I said, "Have you spoken to Kimi at all this year?" And he said, "Nope, not once." And I said, "Does he know who you are?" He said, "Yes, he met me once in 2017." And then I got to say to Paul, "Well, he rung Ben Watson in 2022, so I guess you're not that important."
Oh, wow. Okay.
I had another
All right,
thought.
I
We're
gotta-
done?
I
Yeah,
gotta
we're done.
go.
We're done.
I gotta go.
Okay. Thank you, everyone, for watching and
Thanks to
listening.
Rasmus and that speech.
Yeah, this was a
Beautiful.
great... Honestly,
beautiful.
this dynamic was brilliant. I feel like we could have gone for hours. Adam and I will be back tomorrow for a Saturday night one. Maybe Steve?
I don't know.
Okay. Feel like we've used Rasmus enough. think he's tired. Maybe we can get a rider. I don't know. But we'll be back same time tomorrow. So thank you for watching and listening. And we will see you real soon.
Free Dark Side.